Alright, here we go again. Let's see if this is going to work any better. I reduced everything down to the bare minimum acceptable quality on here, and I know it's not my my internet because let me see. That's what I just did. I checked it's 179 download megabytes per second, upload 24.18, which is pretty good. So anyway, I hope it's showing up good now. So let me get started and quit using my cutting pad as a mouse pad. And I could see that it's starting to look jittery again. And I think it's it could be my laptop that's doing that because it's old. And even though I have things going to an external hard drive, I do that for a reason, and to put it on an external hard drive, it takes away from your C drive. All your processing is going on your C drive, and so that's why I do it on my external drive. Yeah, I could see my hand shaking really bad. So I'm going to try this one more time, and if that doesn't work, I'm just going to have to put a video and put that out for tomorrow. These are the colors that Debbie chose. We got, my goodness, that's looking bad. Country Gray for the one. Hauser Medium Green for the other one. Man, that looks bad. And let me put some in here. And what I've been wanting to do is just cleaning up my laptop altogether and do a clean install of Windows 7 on there. And then just putting the basic programs on here that I need. But there's 7 years of stuff, and even though you remove it and all the Windows updates and everything, it just makes things slow. And I think that's what the reason is, because last week I wasn't having this problem on here, and I haven't changed anything on here since then. It's just getting, I think my hard drive is getting bogged down now. But I'm going to try to show you what's going on here. Okay, it's better than it was earlier. That's good. Audio great, video not bad. Well, that's a little improvement. But let me put my thing out here so I don't get it here. I'll do it this way. And what you want to do on here, okay, since the row of shingles is going this way right here, I want to put streaks coming down this way. And I'm going to show you just a little bit of this. And I'm going to start with one color and just start making lines on it like that. And we'll come back and do some other colors on here too. But we'll do the whole sheet like that. And the reason you do that is you're putting different colors in here, but when you actually apply the shingles on there, you're staggering it so it doesn't look like they're all in line. You're going to have different colors everywhere. You know, and when I put the colors in the little deal here, I always put too much in there. End up throwing away a lot. So I hope you can see this good. I hope it's not jittering too bad. On my computer it's jittering. And I'll come back to this color if I need to put more of that on there. Let me clean this off a little bit so I can dip into the other color. There we go. And we just fill in the spaces. And that's why we got a base color on there too, so it doesn't look like it's a white background. Stay with me here. There's a lot of places to fill in, and I got one more color to go on here. And once I get this painted, I'm not going to be able to put it on the actual roof of the Gravely building until it dries up. I won't do that till maybe tomorrow, but I'll show you how to do it on one that I've done before. Let me show you this one. This is the one I showed you just a little while ago. And this is what I'm going to put on a scrap piece of wood, so to demonstrate how it goes on the roof. Let me start on the gray now. All right. And there is no right way, there is no wrong way. You just go in there and just dab the paint on, you know, streak it on in different places. But you try to make sure you get all three of the colors, you know, on some part of the row, so it looks consistent. You know, you don't want a different color roof in different spots. All right, and Mark from M&M. I'm glad to say that I got my drawers on tonight, and I'll show you in the background that I have a caboose on the tracks. Okay, that's the three colors. Now, normally I would do all three of these panels, but I'm just going to show you how I do it on one. There's what it looks like there. Okay, now on the video that I do tomorrow, you'll see how that turns out when I put it on the roof. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take this scrap piece of wood that I had from the kit. I'm going to put it up on here to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to take some of this transfer tape just to attach it to the block here to keep it steady. And this transfer tape is good for everything. I use it a lot. and I think I got a couple of videos where I showed you how I use it. But it's sort of like, you know, that gummy stuff when you get something in the mail and it's attached to the paper. It's something like that. That's what it ends up like when you roll it up. But now this is one of those, you know, blocks, and that's pretty heavy. Now that sticks pretty good, but it doesn't stick forever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to take a piece off, start up at this end, and that's not a good piece there. That's an edge piece. Okay, here's the actual shingle right here. Now you can cut them down a little bit shorter, but I'll cut it once I get it on there. And this one's sticking in the middle. Okay. Now, when you know, it does this when I'm videoing it, but it never did this before when I actually had to install it on the roof. But you just come over to the edge and you hang it over just a little bit, and you hang some over on the side. And, oops. And you just put it on. And we could take this little bit that was over here, and I'll try not to cut myself. And I'm going to cut this little piece off right here that's on this end. And stick this on the end. And it's all right that it hangs over, because once you get them all on there, you can trim them off. And the thing about these, now on this sheet here, these look more realistic because they have tapered edges on them. On the one on the kit that I have now, let me move this back a little bit, that's a little blurred. On the one I have now are straight edges, but this one has tapered edges, and it makes it look a little bit better. And each row is opposite each other. In other words, the cut ends are together, so whenever you're coming down with your line on the one side, it's not showing up on your next row, it's showing completely different. So we'll put the next row of shingles up here. And try to get the first part stuck. And whatever you got left over, come over here, trim this, and I'll start the next row with that on there. And this is forgiving until you push down really hard on it. So if you make a mistake and it looks a little bit crooked like that, this side up is a little bit too high. So I could bring this down a little bit. All right. Now let's go for the next one. Now while I'm doing this, does anybody have any questions about it? I know you gotta have some questions out there, and it doesn't even have to be about shingles. So we go to the next. Now, if you were watching earlier, you saw the one building that I had, and the shingles were on all the walls. Actually, on the second floor, that was, what was that? Ghibli furniture. I'm going to use this short piece over here on the end of that. I'll cut this right off here. I'll just leave that over there in case I need that later. I could just cut that right off. But on the roof sections, they put lines on it so you could follow the lines, but they don't put them as close together as they are on here. They may be spaced about a ½ an inch apart, and they're just on there for guides so you could keep it level. All right. So, let me do another one here. And when I'm finished with this, I could probably use this somewhere. Don't throw away your scraps. You'll always be able to find a place for them. And I got boxes and boxes of them. Oops. I hope the video is coming out a little bit better than it was before. I'm going to do some, put a slideshow on here. I'm going to show you some of the other buildings that I've built. Most of them are Bar Mills kits, and some of them are Walther's kits, and Foss scale models. And way in the background there's a plastic kit back here somewhere. But most of the kits that I have on this one right here are wood, laser cut wood. And once I started doing laser cut wood, I loved it. I was doing a lot of it. In fact, I think in 1 week I did about 3 kits. I was getting really obsessed with them. They were looking good. And I just couldn't get enough of them. And I really like the laser cut wood kits. They have a lot of detail in them. And nobody out there has any questions. My goodness. That's surprising. After I get finished with the Gravely building, I'm going to do an old DPM kit, since I haven't done any plastic ones in a while. And somebody, I can't remember who it was, asked me how I did get the paint to look like it did on one of the structures that I had in one of the videos. And it was a DPM kit, and it was the Skip's Chicken and Ribs building. It's a wooden structure, but I made it into a tavern. So, oh, this one right here that you're seeing now, that is a Woodland Scenics metal kit. That's the plank, or tie-in plank mill. Alright, let's get back to this camera so you can see the progress on here. Alright. One of these days you're going to see this roof somewhere on my layout on a building. Don't know where. I'm just going to have to build one for that particular purpose. Yeah, that stuff in the mail, it's not hot glue. It's a real soft stuff. The hot glue stays pretty hard. When I worked in a paper, it was called paper craft. They made Christmas gift wrap. The glue came in pellets in 55-gallon drums, and we had to take those pellets and put them into these big old furnaces to melt the glue down to get the bubble wrap, not the bubble wrap, but what do they call it? Where they use the plastic over top of a cardboard card. And my mind isn't letting me think about what it's called right now. But anyway, they would put the ribbons or whatever, the little cards, little tags that you would put on the gifts in the little trays, and then the glue would come down on top and touch the top of it, and then you would have a piece of cardboard backing that would drop down on it and seal it right away. And as soon as it came out of the the hot mass, it would, and it looked like hot glue, that, you know, from a hot glue gun, but that was a little bit different than what this transfer tape is. Anyway, so there's the whole roof part. Now, there it is, still attached to my square block. Okay, I can get it off. We could peel it. But anyway, and you can just roll this stuff up like that. And it's real gummy, but it works real good, and I got it on the shingles now. But let's see if we could see if the camera will hold it steady and focus on it. Let me move it back. And I don't know if you could see it on there, but on my screen it's looking jittery. That's not my hand shaking, or maybe it's shaking a little bit. Okay, so I'm trying to give you a close-up there. That camera isn't doing too good for the close-up, so let me switch to the other camera. Alright, let me come over here. And there you go. Now that came off a sheet that looked like that. And what I'll do is I'll take a good photograph of it and show it to you in when I'm doing the Gravely building and putting these on the roof. I'll show you, I'll take a good photograph of this right here and show you what it looks like, because these cameras right here aren't doing it justice. But that's my demonstration on the shingles. Now I think that looks pretty good, and you know, you get a lot of good detail in that. I like it. Alright, now I got all this paint that I gotta clean up after. Are there any questions about this process, or anything about Tom's Trains and Things, or anything about beginners or anything like that? I'm here to answer any questions you have. And I don't know why this is getting so jittery on here anyway. All right, no questions. Thank you, Lynn. And thank you, Chazco. Is that Chazco? All right, but anyway, 1 year on here, the next year is going to be a lot better, because I know a lot more things than I did in the first year. The first year, first 6 months was a disaster, I should say. But after that, is Digirrax the only DCC system you have ever used? Yes, it is. Unfortunately, that's what I have here. I have the Super Empire Builder, and I can't afford anything else. Off topic, where are you located? Right here. Naples, Florida, where it's nice and hot. It's in the mid-90s today. And every afternoon we get thunderstorms. Okay, let me switch cameras here. Where are we at? I can't find my mouse. Okay, there it is. All right. So, in the next year, I'm hoping that we have a lot more videos out that with a lot better quality. I've learned a lot from going to Creator Academy and watching other creators, especially Daryl Eves, Tim Schmoyer, Roberto Blake, who else? Nick Nimitz, Evan Carmichael. If you want to learn how to get videos out there, and same here in Orlando. Okay, Chasco. And you're welcome. And if you ever want to get your videos out there and seen to get your channel going, go ahead and see what those creators have to say about it, and go on Creator Academy and take the courses on there. And in the future, I have to have 10,000 subscribers to do it, though. I only got 8,000. Let me see. How many more do I have to go now? 8,000 something. I need 10,000 subscribers. Let me see. I got 1,261 subscribers right now. So I need 10,000 so I could take the course to become YouTube certified. That's what I'd like to do. Even though I'm doing model railroading, I still like YouTube, and I want to learn everything I can about YouTube and how to use it in the best of my knowledge. So anyway, if there's no more questions, I'm going to end it right here. I'm sorry about all the problems we had in the beginning. Didn't have any of those problems before, but hopefully I could get my laptop cleaned up and have it working better. No, that's for the 10,000 views is for monetization. I need 10,000 subscribers so I could take the course on being YouTube certified. So I could, you know, whenever I have my little logo up on the side, it could say YouTube certified badge on it. But anyway, let me see. If you would like to see more detailed stuff about what I do, I have it on Patreon. I put a lot of stuff on Patreon that I don't put on YouTube. I go into greater detail on Patreon. So if you would like to become a Patreon, or if you would like to become a patron, not a Patreon. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. And we're going to say good night and have a wonderful year. I know I'm going to be doing better in my second year here, and I want to thank you all for coming. Let me see. Okay, camera's over here. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all for supporting me. I want to thank even the people that haven't subscribed to me. 2/3 of my viewers come from people that aren't subscribed, and it's like that for a lot of people. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know why? Because it's free. You don't have to pay anything. And while you're at it, I don't have a bell now, but on the replay I'll put that bell in there. No, I can't put that bell in there because I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to be able to put the cards in here and stuff. But anyway, ding that bell and you'll be notified whenever I have a new video coming out. And thank you very much for coming by, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. And you're welcome. Okay, here we go. And I can't find my mouse again. All right, here we go. Now, I'll have more of the Gravely building out this week. I'm going to put the roof on, but I got to do the roof. I got to assemble the stuff too, and then put the railing and everything else on. So that's coming up this week, and I have some more items coming up. I'm going to, I was going to do something back there too. But anyway, I want to show you this high-tech operation that I have here before I sign off. This is my high-tech operation. Now, this spacer right here is my Digirrax Super Empire Builder box. This is a small tote. This is a little box. This is my little parts thingy. And so that's my high-tech operation. So we'll see ya. And have a good night.